Yeah.
Okay, hang on here.
There you are.
Woo! I'm going to tell you, what a crazy past couple of days. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so angry. I'm so angry about the mask. I'm so, and the crazy thing was, when I was listening to the school board last night make the decision, one of the ones that wanted the mask snickered when he knew that their side had won. It's like sides. Like these are kids. And when the superintendent made the call and they did the yays and the nays, she included in there, you could do like a religious exemption, like I do that with the vaccine.
Right.
And now they're trying to take that back from us. They're trying to have an emergency meeting tomorrow to out the exemptions, because we were all getting together, getting the exemption forms. We had 2 notaries. I'm a notary. We have another lady that's a notary. We were going to meet people, notarize their exemptions, and now they want to call a meeting and announce it. And a lot of people are just going to send their kids to school without masks. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't want to put the kids in a position of having to fight with adults about the mask, having to tug of war between, Grammy and my mom and the school. I don't know. I like I told the school board, I feel like I'm living in a twilight zone.
Yeah.
I mean, these people got up there and were like, oh, we have to have all the kids masked because nobody is safe, and if we're wearing our mask and if our kids are wearing their mask and other kids aren't, and ours catch COVID and we have to be out for 14 days. We were out for almost a whole year. If we can be out for a whole year, we can have some kids that are out for 14 days.
Right.
There's always, I've known girls who were pregnant, and having babies in school, and they were continuing. They got their books from school, brought them home, work. I just, oh God, I just don't know. People are just, and I was so angry. Like, I can't keep going to these school board meetings because I'm going to be arrested. They're going to end up arresting me because I'm not going to be able to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. What do you think they're going to do to reprimand kids over this too? I don't think it's going to end with just, all right, the kids are wearing masks all day. What are they going to do when the kids are tugging all over the mask and take it off because they're kids? Are they going to discipline them?
Look, half the time last year, most of my elementary schools, I had 3 in elementary school last year. This year I'm going to have 2 middle, 2 elementary. The elementary school that they went to, the teachers didn't care when they pulled their mask down or took their mask off, because the teachers didn't want to wear them either. I had a meeting with my oldest, who just went into middle school. I had a meeting with all her teachers last year and expressed the not, the not liking them, not being able to breathe. And they said the same thing. We hate it. We hate these things. We don't want them. We don't like seeing them on these kids.
Yeah.
And that was 3 teachers. And so and then I had one teacher. Then they had one teacher who was a special education reading. They helped them read. She'd walk around without her mask and yell at them when they didn't have their mask pulled up all the way over their nose.
Yep.
You are a bigger threat to another teacher than these kids are to you.
Yep.
So I don't know what to do. I mean, I want to teach them to stand up and fight for what they need to fight for, but at the same time, they're so young. They don't
Yep.
have knowledge of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and the Federalist Papers, and they don't have all of that.
Right.
So what do you? I don't know.
So down here, a lot of people are getting together in the Opelika and Auburn area and going to these board meetings. Auburn University took a huge stand in Auburn, but Opelika made it optional. So the parents speaking up worked and going to these board meetings and stuff. But that's in Opelika. Auburn's much more, because of the university, Auburn's much more dug into this thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, we're a college town too. We have Washington.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be an all-girls school, and now it's, for years and years and years, it's been boys and girls. But they are very liberal. I mean, extremely liberal.
Yeah.
I think I need to move somewhere where there's no big colleges.
Right.
That seems to be the correlation with a lot of these towns.
Yep. It is.
I don't know what to do. I really don't. And I'll be honest with you, a part of my whole story is I've been to jail. I served 2 years in jail. I had 6 charges of something that should have been 1 charge. See, I get the justice system is rigged, the justice system is wrong, and it is, because it was my first ever charge ever. And my mistake was I took a plea deal. And that's their whole big thing. Take a plea deal. It's easy for us. It's cut and dry. We don't have to, and it's always innocent, guilty until proven innocent. Always. But I knew what I did was wrong. I knew they had evidence, and I took my, I was a big girl. I took what I did, and I served my time, and I'm doing things. I'm on probation. I'm doing things the right way. That's not who I am. What I did is not who I am. So I get that the whole judicial system is screwed up. I've been there. Let me tell you something. I got 3 years. I got 6 charges, 3 years per charge. My first ever offense. And all but 2 suspended. So I served 2. I was in what they call it's like you're not in general population. You have a whole different other side of the jail where you can go to work and then come back. You got to check in and check out when you go to work. You have to pay the jail. I was paying $400 a month in rent.
Wow.
Yeah. And the COs said, we looked at your charges. They said, what did you do? Kill the president? Because you got like a huge number of years for what? And I told them what my charges were, and it was nothing close to murder. It wasn't even violent, to be honest. It was more blue collar.
Yeah.
And I told them, and they said, oh, even the COs in the jail said, oh, they got you. And I'm not black. So it's not about a black and white thing.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a class thing.
Yeah.
How much money you make, who you walk in, what law you walk in with.
Right.
You know, I mean, so I get all that, and I don't, but I can't go back there.
Hmm.
I can't do that. I
Yeah.
got 3 kids here that are counting on me. I don't have the money to, and this is a lot of people. I guess a lot of people are in the same position. I don't have the money to push if I do get put in jail.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I just,
Mm.
I don't. And then the cyber symposium has been, I mean, really good. Did you hear General Waldron speak?
I didn't. I've been busy today, so I figured we would let you
Oh,
talk about that.
okay. So the main part I got out of the whole thing,
Hmm.
because I've been off and on with girls getting their hair done and
Yeah.
orientations. I've been on and off it all day. But Colonel Waldron says there are about, there's a certain amount of generals who are doing things and that know things that nobody else knows about. He said, and this was set up some years ago. He said, and then you have the others that are out there and they're getting the information out and they're pushing their information. These are what we call our digital soldiers. He was talking to you at Anon, and I knew what he was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know much about Waldron. Do you know much about him?
A little bit. I know I've observed that I thought he was in the circle, maybe not the 10, but that he was around the circle.
Okay. Yeah, so that was very exciting to me. He has, Lindell has, I guess he came out with a new, did you ever watch any of his documentaries?
The first one.
You watched the first one, you didn't watch the other ones? Well, he came out with another one that he's played, and oh my gosh, it's good. You have to go watch it. You have to watch it. He said that's not just going to be aired during these 3 days. He's going to keep that on Frank's Speech and keep that on Lindell TV to where you can watch it in time, like his other documentaries.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you what, he's been calling out the media. He's been going on like ABC, NBC, CNN on his phone, seeing what reporters are there at the symposium, what they're writing, and calling them out on stage.
As it's being written.
Whoa. Yes.
Yeah.
They didn't put their names on the news people's badges just to keep them safe.
Mm-hmm.
So when he would call them out, if nobody knew who they were, then because he said we didn't put your names on your badges because we think somebody was going to come up and pop you in your face.
Right.
I mean, he's done that. Waldron was great.
What's he showing? What kind of details? I saw he was going through different states.
Yes, he was going through different states and showing what they reported and what the real numbers were. The ones I could see, because when he was doing that, I was in between orientations and then I was finishing orientation, but we had to go get dinner. And I did see Virginia. I caught Virginia and I was interested in that. I made the kids be quiet in the truck so we could listen. Biden did take Virginia, but he only took Virginia by, oh gosh, what was it? Maybe 1,000 votes more than Trump, and they had it way higher.
Yeah,
he took it way higher.
Well, I saw him.
Go ahead.
I saw him say that to increase the popular vote, many, even the states Biden won, that many of votes and ballots that were being used were kind of adding on to Biden's total, so the popular vote increased.
Yes. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I caught him saying that earlier.
I know they tried to shut him down. He said they had 4 backups and they were on their last one. So
Wow.
I was like, wow.
Hmm.
And right before, I know that the guest, it was the Colorado clerk of the elections clerk in I forgot what county that she was in. But do they have an election clerk over the whole state? They don't have an election clerk over the whole state, right?
The
So
county.
yeah, it was a county, and I can't remember what county it was in. But and he said it was all over the mainstream news. They raided her office, but she's been getting threats. They weren't even going to come out because they were scared. On the way to Sioux Falls, on Mike's plane is when they found out their office was raided.
Mm.
So they weren't even going to come out on stage. That's why they were late coming out.
Wow.
But he was, he talked them into it and said, they've done so much. What else can they do? And she said, I'm a what did she say? I know she lost her son when her son was like 27, and I think she had lost her husband. But she said, how much more can I hurt? How much more can I lose at this point?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do it. And they were talking about something that the Secretary of State for Colorado, she's the one that's been bullying her.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't listen to the whole thing, and I haven't heard, but have you heard? Is this going to be able to be replayed and rewatched, the symposium?
Yeah, I think it's going to be on Frank's Beach.
Okay, all right. So that's good, because I want to go back and go through when,
yeah,
I can sit down and have a clear head and go through that.
Same.
Now, I saw a telegram today, changing the subject. It had Junior, Diana, and
Trump.
Was it Trump?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who was the lady that was on with negative
48.
48. And Luke and Scott. Who was the lady that was on?
We don't know. Yeah.
So that's where the comes in. Okay.
Which I didn't do a voice analysis of that. I should.
Well,
but his was, spot on.
Yeah. He sounds a lot like his dad, except I think he's been gone from New York for so long that he's lost that inflection of, the North.
Well, it's speculated that he lives on a farm or something. So he's probably southerned up quite a bit.
Yeah. But I don't know. And did you see what Joanna had written about something about turn the phones off or turn the phones on? I haven't been on much of anything today. I've been all over the place.
Yeah, so there's an EBS alert coming tomorrow, supposedly from FEMA, right?
Right.
And it's emergency broadcast alert. I also saw Biden went on vacation, so the White House is.
Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. What is? I don't know. Am I doing? Come on. Okay. All right. Let's go find your charger. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
EBS.
Yep.
So wait,
that Biden went on vacation or something.
Okay, I'm listening.
Biden went on vacation, so the White House is vacant right now.
Oh.
Or the White House.
Okay.
So I guess just in time for whatever tomorrow's alert is, maybe. I don't know. And is this a white hat alert, or is this an alert from something else? I don't know. like I told you
I don't.
before, I think the general, the guy that actually runs FEMA at this point, is a good guy. So I don't think it's supposed to be bad, but I don't know.
Yeah, the general that runs FEMA now used to be a he used to help sex trafficking. He used to help in
Hmm.
sex trafficking. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So I know he's a good guy, but why? She asked if we should turn our phones off, if we should turn phones on.
Because someone has infiltrated, in my belief, someone has maybe infiltrated and tried to say that when they do the EBS tomorrow, that they're going to take information off people's phones, which they're already doing that. So
that's what I said. I said, wait a minute. I said they're already they can already get information whenever they want off of our phones. I said, so
right.
It seems to me that turning your phone off could be dangerous because you won't get the information that you need.
Exactly. So whoever's infiltrated with that idea has literally, there must be something going to be informed to us, because if they're sitting there just saying something crazy like that, like, oh, turn it off or whatever, they're probably trying to get you to like not pay attention tomorrow.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, you already have it juiced, or is this from last night? Oh, okay.
I'm not convinced we're getting a broadcast alert. I've heard that one before, so I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I'm not convinced of that either. Yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean, honestly, most of this stuff is, I believe it when I see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I believe that there's a plan? Yeah.
Same. Will all the information be correct? It could be different. You know,
we have been told for almost a year now that you'll get misinformation from both sides.
You will. Disinformation is necessary.
Yes.
Because
now, also, let me tell you, I gotta tell you what else Colonel Waldron said.
Okay.
Said, oh, was it Colonel Waldron or was it the professor guy? He said fraud. Oh, it was the professor guy, because he was telling about different types of fraud. You go out. You can't come in here. He was telling about different types of fraud because somebody in the audience was asking, okay, so what if this doesn't work? What if the everything that we learned doesn't work? What steps do we take then? And he was talking about different types of fraud. And he was, I can't remember what the type of fraud was. I wish I had written stuff down, but I was so crazy today.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, fraud vitiates everything.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I said, if there is any way that nobody doesn't believe, even if it's not cute, there's people behind the scenes that are doing things.
Absolutely.
And it's good. People are tired of waiting. I know that guy in our group is tired of waiting, but
yeah,
it's God anyway. It's
absolutely.
It's not Millie. It's not what's the guy you said I look like? Flynn.
General Flynn.
Yeah, it's not Flynn. It's not any of
It's on
them.
God's timing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Israelites wandered for 40 years in Israel.
Yeah.
40 years.
Absolutely.
And I think Noah, I meant to look that up before we talked again. I think after he built the ark, he waited so many years.
2.5 years, maybe?
Was it 2.5?
Maybe. Don't quote me on that, but it was a while.
I don't know either. So it's like, and I asked him, do you know anything about military operations?
Yeah,
do you know anything about playing chess? Do you know, like, is flying off the seat of their pants, is that going to help the situation? We could be in a full-blown civil war right now if they had done that.
Absolutely, yeah. And he knew he could. He just knew that we would be in a bad situation.
Yeah. And also on the Q drops it has said the least amount of lives lost possible.
Possible. Yep.
So,
Well,
I
if
mean,
you look at it, look, Cuomo went down. They're having to hang their own people at this point. Do you realize that Cuomo, these accusations have been there for a while? They only convict somebody when they need to convict somebody for face value to shed light off of them for a while. He's
yeah,
only being convicted because they've hung him. It isn't anything we've done. It isn't any justice in the country. It's them hanging him because they need a sacrifice right now. And they're going to continue doing that right now. You're going to see it over and over again. You see the Arizona congressman as
the
well?
guy, yeah.
What did he get caught with? Child.
Trying to, I guess, get together with an underage girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think it was underage sexual assault charges in Arizona. So that's 2. So like,
I'm gonna tell you what. If I was Cuomo or that guy, I'd be singing like a canary.
And they're gonna be. But that's the thing about the plan. Weinstein's already sung like a canary. Maxwell's singing like a canary. Right? People are singing, but why don't we know the information yet? Because it has to come out when it's time to come out.
And I mean, that's like giving all that information out is like giving your opponent your process of winning a game.
Absolutely.
Who does that?
Right.
Do that. Or you don't win. I mean, that's common sense. But I mean, go ahead.
Unfortunately, they get us speculating in ways because we've got to, their drops are codes. If you ignore everything that's ever been said or any of the speculation coming from the Anons, because we're trying to decode drops,
right?
The drops are vague, and we often don't see them reveal themselves to be what they are until now. And they're working. It's working. It's happening. Everything they've ever said. But we speculated or decoded or did our best to project what we thought was going to happen. And it's 50-50 sometimes. Sometimes we're wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think even information's coming in and it's wrong, like from the other side.
I could be on purpose sometimes.
I think so as well. Well, because all they want people to awaken and dig for the truth. Yeah. It doesn't mean that we are going to always know what the truth is yet. We're just going to dig, and we're going to understand that we have got to question everything, question everything they've ever done in this country and this planet. And
not that they ever done, but everything that they taught us to believe, everything that we went to school and learned.
Right.
Everything.
The television set, everything. The judicial system, the banking system, the tax system, the food, big pharma, the pharmaceutical company, everything.
And this is I saw it was on that thing that new documentary thing that Lindell put out. Mm-hmm. You know that George Soros openly said that he can't worry about human life. It's all about the profit.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "No, I don't worry about human life." They asked him if he believed in God. He said, "No, he did not."
Yeah.
He got out of the Holocaust. He's a Jew. Got out of the Holocaust pretending to be a Christian.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And now he doesn't even believe in Jesus. I mean, he probably didn't believe in Jesus then, but what I'm saying is he didn't even, I mean, somewhere along the line he stopped believing in Jesus or whatever his may be. Because I know that his God is Lucifer. I know that.
Well, and that's the thing too with the Holocaust and stuff. It's possible. I think that Masonic documentary that he was just an oath taker. He took the oath and he went off to be who he was supposed to be through time. He became a
And some of it's saying that a lot of that could not even have been Hitler that did those things to those people,
right.
like gathered them all up. It could have been, the people in charge.
The real people, the 13 families.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like, and I know everybody's, and that they're saying now that, I might have heard this on the symposium today too, but that the CCP is not a actual government ruling, that they just have so much control that they're able to run the people of China, but they're not an actual government entity. They're a gang. They're what do you call the yellow
regime?
Mafia, basically.
Regime or something like that. Yeah.
So therefore, they were saying if they're not a government entity and they did these things to us that we're finding out that they're doing, I mean, 2 acts of war, the coup, and the EF. I don't know if you're gonna put this on YouTube, what we can say on there. So I'm just 2 acts. So and if they're not a government entity, it's not even a foreign government attacking us. It's basically a mafia or a regime of some sort attacking us.
Well, and does it sound familiar how that can happen too? We're following the CDC and we're following the WHO and all this stuff, yet they're not a part of the government.
It's just a corporation. The CDC is a pharmaceutical.
Right.
Okay. The CDC is a pharmaceutical corporation.
And they're controlling our nation.
Yeah. Incredible. Come on.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I don't understand. I know that there's a lot of people that they want to. What is it, baby? Do you need to go to the bathroom? It's the dog. If it's not the dog, it's the children. Are you guys awake? My daughter and her fiance have both caught supposedly the CB. Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's disgusting, but
Yep.
whatever. We won't discuss that because we don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, I don't like that. But
so did you see with Cuomo, they're putting in, what is it, Nancy Pelosi's stepsister?
In his place?
Yeah, it's already a rigged game.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I think she only gets to sit in there till 2022, and then she has to run against an opponent.
Oh, okay. So it's not like Newsom where, they should have, people should have tried to recall him and not have him resign. That's why they wanted him to resign.
Yeah, they had him resign because it was the best move to put Pelosi's stepsister in there. Yep, smart for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, New York's it's going to get worse. Her and de Blasio, they're going to just pull the same moves. They all sit at the same table, all taking the same oath. Yep. Did you see China cyber attacked Israel today?
No.
Yes. And I don't have any information on that. So I need to get some, but yeah, they attacked them. They cyber attacked them.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I think China and Iran are scratching each other's backs, right?
Yeah. China and Iran are what's being shown on Lindell's packet captures as two of the countries.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Now, I'll tell you, if they attack Israel, that's more biblical prophecy.
Yes. That's why I was like, oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Wow.
Because in today's world, cyber attack is war.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's physical war. So something to look at.
Wow, I have to go look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you ever look up at Revolver News?
No, I need to do that.
Yeah, I have Revolver News on my phone. I try to look at that daily, but since 11 o'clock this morning, I've been out and
Just going. Yeah.
I haven't had a minute. Tomorrow should be a little more lax. Thursday should be a lot more lax.
Right.
Even though I have to, possibly send these kids to school
Mm-hmm.
in a mask.
Well,
what am I going to do? Go to school all day with them? I can't. I got 4 in 2 different schools.
We just got to get this stuff revealed so we can get all this stuff exposed. I actually heard that if Trump gets back in and he just gets reinstalled or whatever that ends up looking like, one of his first things would be to expose all of this.
Yeah.
The certification of vaccine ID virus.
Right. I was so angry. I want to see if I can I'm gonna have to see if I can get a clip of my me. There was a few of us that got up there and had really good speeches, but I'll have to try to find a clip of my school board meeting yesterday.
Yeah. If you do, get it to me.
I will.
I was going to say something. Oh, did you see in Italy where vaccinated individuals in a show of solidarity with unvaccinated officials protested the Italian government and burnt their vaccine?
And burned their vaccine cards?
Burned their vaccine cards.
Well, that's why they were burning them. I saw them burning them. And I was like, wait a minute, why are they doing that? Okay. Yep. I know in France the vaccinated were walking with the unvaccinated.
Wow.
Yeah. To say, hey, I'm vaccinated, but if you don't want to get vaccinated, I don't care.
Yeah. People are waking up.
Yeah.
And even the cops in Chicago turned their back on Lightfoot when she was speaking.
Oh, really?
The security. Yeah.
Did you see?
Because there's those shootings.
Did you see where all the Yes, that's where the woman cop just died, right? The one that just had the baby.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they were turning their back on her, on Lightfoot for. It was just that this weekend's shootings. I think they've had enough.
Her child was 2 months, will never know her mom.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand what that does to a child. Like, they just don't, just don't understand. Yeah. My grandkids still get scared and call for their mom, even though they understand she's not here.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do. Because that's who protects you. And this child will never know her mom. Did you see where the 126 San Francisco cops, what did they do?
Refused to get the vaccine.
Is that what it was?
I think they refused to get the vaccine. They said, no, we're not doing it. So they resigned.
Oh, resigned. Okay.
California. Yeah. People are waking up. So what it's going to take. Did you see Rand Paul said that? Rand Paul said it's time to start defying.
Yeah.
To resist.
The problem is and this is where they were really smart a long time ago. We have always been told, obey the laws, do what they tell you, listen to your
Uh-huh.
teachers, don't drive over the speed limit, get your registration, get
Yep.
your car inspected. I've been saying for years, if we all just don't get our car inspected, what the freak are they going to do? Are they going to arrest us
Exactly.
all for not
Uh-huh.
having a car inspection? They
Yeah.
can't arrest us all for that.
Uh-uh.
That's ridiculous. The judge is going to
Mhm.
say, what are we doing here? And
Yep.
what's going on?
Yep.
Nobody wants to be bogged down with that, but nobody wants to. And so they've been teaching us that, and unbeknownst to us, we've been passing that on. I
Right.
passed it on to my girls,
Mm-hmm.
but my
The
girls,
routine.
yeah, but my girls, a lot like me and a lot like my mother, we're very rebellious. We like to, well, why? Well, I don't want to do that. Well, how come? Well,
Yeah.
and I think we're just thinkers. It's not
Mm-hmm.
that we're rebellious, we just think. And if people don't think and question more, because I did always tell my girls in school, you question everything. Adults aren't always right. I tell my grandkids that now. Just question. If you have a question, just question. If
Mm-hmm.
something doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's I always thought I was a rebel. I don't think I'm a rebel. I just question stuff. I just think
Mm-hmm.
about stuff. Stuff doesn't balance out in my mind. I'm like, well, wait a minute. With my first child, let me tell you what. I think I was about 7 months pregnant with her, and I was going to school up north in Springfield, Virginia, and I just moved back down here. But I had all my stuff in the back of my car. Well, I was taking a black girlfriend of mine to work. She needed a ride. So we were coming from a kind of druggy kind of area that had been known for drugs back in the day. So we were coming from there, but my parents lived on a more ritzy white area, like in town. So we were coming from there, from the drug area, and we were turning. I was going to take her to work, and the police pulled me over for what reason I don't know, because I wasn't speeding. And he pulled me over, and something about, because I was coming out of an area, and something about a call about a car that looked like mine, and I was like, well, for what? Because I'm pregnant and I'm taking her to work. She had her work uniform on. So he wanted me at 7 months pregnant, and I was very high risk because I had a very bad relationship with her dad at the time. Now we're very good friends, but I was stressed. She was, not growing like she should have been growing, and my body just, I wasn't supposed to be doing anything. I think I was supposed to be on bed rest. He wanted me to take all the stuff out of the back of my car, like it was everything I had come with from up north was in the back of my car. And I said, I said, first of all, do you have a search warrant for me to search my car? He said, no. I said, well, if you want to search my car, you take the stuff out of the back of my car and you put it all back in when you're done. I said, because you don't have a search warrant. I said, secondly, I'm 7 months pregnant. I said, if I start taking all this stuff out and I lose my child, I will own the Fredericksburg Police Department. You better believe my mom works for a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And he changed his tune up real quick. I said, she's right down the street. Would you like me to go get her? And he changed his tune up real quick because I was a block away from my house. He changed my tune up real quick. And I've always been like that. Like, wait a minute, something isn't right. Something doesn't, and I had a lot of black friends. And honestly, I would get pulled over at times and be like, what's the problem? What's going on? And I know that all cops are not bad because I have family members who are in law enforcement. But I do know that they have been indoctrinated too. Stuff has been put in their head. Like stuff was put in our head. Oh, just obey, just listen, just, oh, if you see a black person riding down the road with a white person, you better stop them because it doesn't look right. It shouldn't be going on. What's going on? If their car looks like it's a piece of trash, which I didn't always drive cars that look nice. I don't drive a car that looks great now. But you don't stop a person because of that.
No.
I like my truck. Even though it doesn't look like $1 million, I like my truck.
Mm-hmm.
I like driving it, and I don't want to get rid of it. But we've been so ingrained on so many levels.
So many levels, yeah.
And then as you get higher, it's not just indoctrinated. They put people, they get you in bad situations and they film you. And then it's blackmail.
Mm-hmm.
Then they blackmail you. They have you for the rest of your life. They have us for the rest of our life. They have them for the rest of their life. I mean, the only way out of this is God. The only way. And we should not be complaining about time. We should not be complaining about what we don't know. Because all we need to do is pray, repent, and ask him for his saving grace over this country. Not just this country, this world, because the whole world is like America. If you don't wake the freak up, we're all going to hell in a handbasket.
Absolutely.
So, there's nothing that we can do but trust and have faith. God said the best thing that you could do is have faith in him. That's the number one thing that he wants you to do.
Yeah.
Number one. We can't have faith in man. We can't have faith in ourselves. We can, but we have to understand hierarchy. God, man, society, government.
Yep.
I don't know. It's crazy and it's frustrating and it's exciting at times.
It is exciting at times.
Yeah. And it's like we are living in history right now. In later years, this is going to be written in history. Whether we're the bad guys or whether we're the good guys, one way or another, it's going to be written in history. So I'm just like,
well, part of our awakening is discernment, right? To wake up, but also discernment and being able to listen to God's voice in the end times here, being able to distinguish right from wrong, what to take, what to not take, and our defiance as well. When it's time, it will be spiritual discernment to the patriots, to the Christians, to the right people. There'll be righteous civil unrest, I guess you'd say. But I don't know. There's also, I mean, if you look at it, I don't know if did you watch Madison Marquette? You did, right?
Yeah, I watched her on, gosh, it was a while ago. She did a show a while ago with Mel K.
Yeah. So recently, she testified at military tribunals at the White House.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no reason not to believe her. So in that regard, are they blowing up domes? Or are they doing military tribunals right now? Because as much as been speculated about Q for 2 or 3 years now, they never said military tribunals were happening yet. So they were always like, they're going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's changed. It's changed to they're happening. They're happening now. So if the plan is a thing, it's advanced to the latter stages from the people who are giving us the most information.
The black one. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I think if she was lying, I think that they would have tried to, the people that she talked about would have come after her legally.
Right. Yeah.
Like, can she just go on and say, hey, this guy is, did something to me and announce it publicly without them coming in saying, no, I didn't, and I'm going to sue you for defamation of character?
Yeah. And they never do. They never do.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
it'd be the same old story we've heard. Oh, we need military tribunals. Hopefully they're going to happen one day. Hopefully. But now we're hearing they're actually happening. So that means part of this whole thing happens under our nose. We don't get to see it all play out.
Exactly. And you know what? We don't really need to.
No.
I don't really think that we need to.
No.
I see them somewhere. Go upstairs. And take that robe off because you don't need to sleep in that robe. And then can't find her earphones. I've seen them somewhere and I don't know where I saw them. I've seen Rain's earphones somewhere and I don't. They're downstairs. You know where downstairs? Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't think we need to see it all.
No, I don't think we need to see it all either.
And I mean, apparently Nassar has already been activated, so it's already running side by side. It's already merged with Trump merged it with the Treasury last year, the Federal Reserve. So the speculation on that, or what Nassar actually means, it's supposed to dissolve under the Treasury, the Federal Reserve, and the IRS.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It took my daughter, gosh, I filed her taxes in March.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get her taxes until, what month are we in? She didn't get her taxes until July. March, April, May, June, July. 4 months. It took them 4 months to get her taxes. And we could never get a hold of anybody. You can never get a hold of anybody. You can't call anybody about your taxes. You can't do anything about your taxes. It was the craziest thing. And then sometimes, at some point, it would say that the IRS closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, well, wait a minute. How is it closed down when they're supposed to be doing it because your taxes are in progress?
Right.
But it's closed? How are they closed?
Right.
I don't know. We don't need to know everything, but sometimes it's like, just let us know about the money part of it, or just let us know about the tribunal part of it, or just let us know about the. I think sometimes people just want a little drop.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're getting the little drop, but I don't think we're understanding that we're getting the little drop.
Yeah, right.
Because the drops aren't what we want the little drops to be. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Getting hints from Trump. We've got hints from Pompeo. We've got hints from who's the other guy? Somebody else. Flynn, Waldron, McKierney. We're getting hints.
We're just not getting the hints that we want to.
Right.
That we want to get. Or the hints aren't, maybe I should say the hints aren't big enough.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. I think our side, patriots that are waiting, wants Trump to get up on the news and say it to the camera so we can hear it. I ran into that a while back too, where it's kind of like when Trump wouldn't talk about all this stuff at the CPAC or something, patriots would just get stressed out and worried. But he's just got to talk politics at the PAC.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you should even expect that.
Right. Well, he's did a good job. If he's part or knows about Q or any of that stuff, he has never acknowledged it, ever.
And that's good.
Very good.
That's good. That's the last thing we need.
Right.
Then they'll be going off on a tangent about that.
Well, they already are. I don't know if you've noticed, but CNN ran a hit piece just basically saying that there's like 100 QAnon candidates running on a ballot near you. And really, all that stood for, most of those people don't even follow QAnon. They are just true Christian conservative patriots that are being lumped under the title QAnon.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
So yeah, they're just trying to lump everyday people under the title QAnon now and make it seem like a crazy, Nazi regime or something. And so I have friends that don't even think about QAnon or necessarily believe in it. And they would be called a QAnon now because they question election fraud or whatever it may be. And they're called a QAnon theorist now. So the media is trying to spin QAnon people or even just good moral Christians as QAnon conspiracy theorists.
They just want somebody to put everybody together in a box with election to see by accident. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand. I don't. Whew, I swear I'm living in Twilight Zone.
It is Twilight Zone.
I mean, oh my gosh. Some of the things I used to watch like way back in the day, Twilight Zone. It was just.
Well, that's part of it. They foreshadowed most of this stuff in movies.
Yeah.
Most everything they say in the movie they can do. I think we'll find that out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, baby girl, I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back. Yeah, I think so too. There was one movie I watched. Gosh, what was it? It was just a little while ago. I thought I put it on, it was Songbird, where the girl and the guy liked each other, but he was a delivery driver. But they had the people couldn't come out of the houses, and when they received like deliveries, they'd have to put them through this thing that sanitized them, and it took it into the house. Like you couldn't open your door to people. And then there were some people that were they couldn't get the virus, and then some people that could. And then when they would come, when they would get, you had to take your temperature test. You had to check in like every day at once.
Wow.
Have you seen that movie? I'm gonna have to try to find it. It's like it's what we're living today, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very good movie, and I will try to find it. But I think so many movies. What was the movie? Didn't you put a movie on the other day that you said? I thought you said Right in Time, and you put some movie on
the conspiracy theory.
Maybe it wasn't you. It might have been Nathan. Might have been Nathan that did it. You and Nathan both give good information, so sometimes I get you all.
Yeah. Well, he's in town. He works with me.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yep. So he's in this area.
Yes, I'm okay. Well, that's interesting. I think he's already asleep. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to get. I know I can't find her earphones. I've looked over the whole house. I don't know what has happened to them. I'm thinking maybe they might be in the truck. Yeah, the movies are very telling, and I like to know how South Park and The Simpsons know everything.
Exactly.
Have you ever researched who the the directors of those two are?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I think South Park. It's like Matt and Trey Stone. Um, and The Simpsons. I'm not sure who does The Simpsons, but yeah, they know everything.
How?
I think it's for a reason. I mean, I think they know. They're part of.
The bad. Uh, wow.
I mean, if you remember that documentary, everybody's taken that oath
Yeah.
that's over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And even some good ones have gotten out of it, but they don't talk about it.
Well, no, because have you seen what they do to people if you talk about it? I'll be back, ladies. Have you seen what they do to people if they talk about it?
Uh, yeah, I heard something about what they did. They kill you? They kill you, right?
Hang on, now. Yeah, they in the Masonic book it tells you that they will rip out your tongue or chop off your head and stomp it or something. I don't know. It's that Masonic book is crazy.
Yeah.
What did I see that? I saw on that document about flat Earth.
Maybe, yeah.
Or it might have been the guy who did what did he do, like the 5 hour long thing?
Yeah, the X Factor winner.
Yeah, it might have been his.
Yeah.
It's on one of those two, but they told about what would happen if you talked about it.
Right.
So I wonder if the first Corey that got killed, and Kathy were part of it, and then they got out and talked about it, or were they never a part of it and they just saw?
Yeah. That's hard to know at this point. There's people I hope that haven't been involved with that, but it seems like they all have.
I don't think Paul Walker was involved in that because Paul Walker got involved with Hillary Clinton's foundation for helping missing kids or trafficked kids.
Haiti, yeah, in Haiti, and they were trafficking them.
And he found out, and I think he was going to tell. And I think they blew his car up, just like
they blew his car up.
They blew that guy's car up in Georgia.
Absolutely, yeah, that's what they did. Walker was doing. He was exposing the sex trafficking that the Clintons were doing through that Haitian woman that was running the organization.
Yeah.
She's in prison for it. They got away.
Yeah.
They got away.
Lady or whoever she was. I thought she was a Red Cross lady.
I think it was a Red Cross lady. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
With that though, his fame, you wonder if he had joined in any kind of way. He did the Skulls movie. Did you ever see the Skulls?
Is that the one where they went to the beach or something?
No, Skulls was the secret societies at Harvard and Yale.
Oh, Skull and Bones. No.
Skull and Bones. It's called the Skulls. Yeah, he's in that movie. So these people, I think, maybe join and then maybe become very aware of it, and then they either get out or they'll hint around.
Yeah.
But they can't. He never came out and said he was in it or not, but he did try to expose.
Wow. I don't know. That John of God guy that Oprah was working with, you know him too? Isn't he in jail?
He's in jail. Mm-hmm.
I bet I hope he's singing like a canary too.
And yeah, because what they do, they come and talk to you. Yeah, he is. They come and talk to you and they say, hey, you're going to get a lesser sentence if you spill the beans, if you talk.
Yep.
Now, the only thing that I would say there is that right now our FBI and our DOJ are currently
Corrupt.
MIA. So at this point, are they just being held in prison for face value? Probably we're not hearing anything at the moment because there's wrong
Yeah.
people over the information. Department of Justice, Bill Barr, now Merrick Garland, they're not going to release anything. In fact, the judge in the Maxwell case said that the information coming out about Epstein and Maxwell was too horrific for the American people to hear.
That's what I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
What about Snowden? Has anybody heard what's going on with Snowden?
No, it would be nice. I know Assange's trial is this week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, gotta keep an eye on that.
Yeah. When does that start? I think that starts tomorrow or Thursday.
Yep, yep. And I don't know what's supposed to happen with that. It's funny, all this stuff's happening all at like once.
Yeah.
You almost wonder if it's supposed to.
Yeah, yeah. And I hope so.
Yeah, this perfect storm of just information, just
yeah.
Because we have the NSA, Admiral Rogers,
Okay.
and Admiral Rogers, it's a possibility that he's part of the 10.
So why was he? So why was the NSA supposedly monitoring Tucker Carlson then? And why were they really, if they really were? You see, Fox did the flip.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess they're all. So Tucker found out, was it the FBI or was it the NSA?
NSA. I thought it was NSA.
It might be.
The NSA was monitoring him because he was talking to Putin about doing an interview with him.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure it was the NSA.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I heard, what did I hear? Did you hear this about AOC being on our side?
No.
Yeah. Somebody was saying you'd be surprised if you found out that AOC was on our side and has been on our side since the beginning. And I'm like, oh, well, she needs to go into movies then after this because she is a great actor.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'd have to hold my reservations on that.
I don't know about that either. I would have to hold my reservations on any of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know. Crazy world. Please pray for me for Thursday because I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
I mean, Rand Paul says don't comply.
Right. But you run into situations where you got to send your kids to school. You got to send the babies to school. So, like, at this point, you just got to, I guess, go to the board meetings, but I guess they got to go to school, right? You almost want to, I hate to say this, but you almost want to send them to school and just watch nature do its thing. They're going to yank all over that mask. They're going to keep that mask up. And if the school does anything that they shouldn't do, if they reprimand a kid for pulling a mask down, if they paddle a kid or discipline a kid for pulling a mask down, I have a lawyer at the school pronto. So I'd almost let nature do its course. Kids ain't going to keep masks up. And if schools start disciplining kids for being a human and not being able to breathe, then they got a worse thing coming than the teachers' meetings that y'all are going to.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's some legality there if they start disciplining children over this.
Well, I saw 3 girls with looked like all elementary school girls, a picture somewhere. I don't know if it was on Telegram or Facebook. They all had suspension papers for being suspended for not wearing a mask.
That's probably going to happen, and nature is going to do its course. I mean, that's the thing. Kids can't keep those things up. I can't keep that thing up when I had to wear it. It's against biological nature to keep that thing on your nose and mouth.
Yeah.
So best you can do is send them, and if they get suspended, then I'd be talking to a lawyer.
Well, I was telling the girl that I went to the school board meeting with, I was telling her about the teacher that was the reading teacher, the reading help teacher. She was yelling at the kids for not having their mask up. She's walking around. She said, "Oh, I would have been in that principal's office in a heartbeat."
Right.
So I'm just like, yeah. So what I tell them is, just wear it, but pull it down under your chin. You still have it on. I have my mask on.
Uh-huh.
They'll say, well, pull it up. And then they'll say, well, I can't breathe with it on. But I have it on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm going to pray. I'm going to continue to pray about it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, good luck on it. Let me know.
I will.
It's going to be interesting.
We went today to both orientations, and nobody said put your masks on. My grandson's teacher did say, starting Thursday, we will be wearing masks. I said, well, we're going to fill out the exemptions for the mask like we do with the vaccines. And she said, oh, okay. But I said, but you guys can wear your mask. I said, I respect any, what your freedom is your freedom. My freedom is my freedom. You wear your mask. I don't wear my mask. I said, so that's, part of our great country. And, I try to keep it real positive with people.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. They were looking at me like, oh, God, she's a freaking nut job. But
those crazy Trump supporters won't wear masks.
QAnon. Yeah. There's not even QAnon.
No.
There's Anon. It's not QAnon.
Right.
But I don't even go there with people. It's just not worth it. But yes, please pray for me for Thursday, and ask your wife to pray for me too. Yeah. And
we will.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. Trust me. So.
Please do. Please do. What time we got?
It is 10:19.
What time is it?
Did you hear me?
Okay.
10:19.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up unless you have anything else you want to share.
I don't. Crazy
awesome.
world.
It was good talking to you again.
Yes, always. It's a great time.
It is a crazy world.
It's a great time to be alive.
Yeah.
But we're history in the making.
Absolutely. We're watching people. Yeah, we're watching people get arrested every day. Watching people just fall every day. The evil empire, watching them all get taken away. God wins.
Unprecedented times. There's no precedence that's ever been set for this time. So we get to watch it and see it.
Yeah. Get to watch the man come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
All right. Well, yeah, good night.
Good night. And I'll let you know how Thursday goes.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. Talk to you later.